Senator Heinrich.
Thanks, Chairman. Mr. Dorfenmeyer, the Office of the Solicitor is responsible for making sure that the department follows the law. However, right now, the department continues to violate court orders with respect to frozen funds. And at some point, the excuse that these funds are, quote, under review begins to not hold water. If confirmed, will you ensure that appropriated funds are obligated and dispersed in a timely manner in accordance with the law and in accordance with the Impoundment Control Act?
Thank you, Senator Heinrich. I have not started working at the Department of Interior yet, so I'm not familiar with what appropriated funds have or have not been spent. But as the solicitor, my job will be to review the facts and review the law and provide my clear advice on what the law requires. And the Impoundment Control Act and other legal requirements, say that Congress controls the purse strings. And I will analyze them and give the advice that if the law requires that the funds be obligated and spent, then the funds will be obligated and spent.
Last month, a senior advisor to the Secretary exercising the power of the solicitor outside of the Vacancies Reform Act reinstated a legal opinion that had been vacated by a federal district court. The district court vacated the prior solicitor's opinion because the solicitor had misinterpreted the Migratory Bird Treaty Act. Notably, the Justice Department did not press an appeal to that court's decision. Yet the senior advisor's opinion purports to reinstate the vacated opinion in 93 of the nation's 94 judicial districts. So I'm curious, do you believe that a solicitor or even an advisor exercising the solicitor's authority can overrule the decision of a federal district judge?
Thank you, Senator Heinrich. The short answer is no. I do not believe that the solicitor can overrule a federal district judge. M opinions, which you're referring to, is something that's unique to the Department of Interior. It's something that I've learned a little about, and I look forward to learning a lot more about, but they're the highest level legal interpretation by the solicitor, and they are binding, those opinions are binding on the Department of Interior. My past, as you heard, in addition to the Easter Bunny and a raft guide and other things, I was a litigator for 12 years. I've since gone on to the private sector, but when I first learned about them opinions and turned through a few of them, I thought, wow, this is really going to harken back to my litigation days. They are very long, reasoned opinions. They look a lot like court opinions, and I look forward to exercising some of those skills that I learned in order to analyze the law and the facts and provide M opinions that are sound and durable and will stand up in court.
I want to go back for just a minute to something that the chairman asked you about, which is complying with NEPA, with both environmental impact statements and environmental assessments in these 14 and 28-day timelines. And if you can do that and meet all the requirements of the law, I'm all for it. I think what you've seen in this committee has been a bipartisan commitment to permitting reform, to getting to yes or no faster for projects. However, if you get to the end of 28 days and you haven't been able to meet all the legal requirements for an EIS, if at that point you publish an EIS that does not meet those requirements, it creates litigation risk. That's the opposite of shovels in the ground that so talk to me about how you're going to balance that. If you can get to a high-quality legal product that does not create litigation risks for the proponents in 28 days, I'm all for that. But if you haven't checked all those boxes at the end of 28 days, are you going to continue forward and make sure that those products actually will withstand legal challenge?
Yeah, thank you. That's a great question, and I do want to first say thank you very much to you and the members of this committee for the work that you've done on permitting reform. The Fiscal Responsibility Act with the time limits for NEPA, as well as the work for the permitting reform bill that didn't quite pass last year, were both very, very welcome news to the industry. When it comes to...
We can still pass that law. I would just mention to all my colleagues, I think that would be a good idea.
But the short answer to your question is, well, I don't know if there is a short answer. What I will say is it would do no good and would be counterproductive to publish a final EIS and a record of decision that did not, entail the necessary hard look in what's required by the statute. You can get a permit in 28 days, but if 2 years' worth of litigation results in a remand that's going to require 6 months of a new analysis, that's not doing anyone good. That's not getting shovels in the ground. So we are completely aligned on that, Senator Heinrich. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Senator Hoven.
Senator Justice. Thank